What's up, everybody? I'm Tim from Timber Ridge Gifts, and welcome to this week's edition of Wax Melt Wednesday. Got some really cool supplies we're checking out this week. To start with, let's check out the wax we're going to use. This is from Candlescience. It is the Golden Wax Melt and Tart Soy Wax, also known as Golden Brand's 494. This is the only soy wax that is specifically formulated to be used in melts and tarts. Let's take just a second and read the product description. 494 has excellent scent throw, exhibits vibrant colors, and releases easily from molds. This wax uses a 100% soy and botanical oil formula that creates a smooth appearance. Due to the high amount of botanical additives, this blend is not designed for use as a candle wax and won't burn with a wick. So in a nutshell, this has a higher botanical blend than your average soy wax. Now, of course, it's a proprietary blend, so they're not actually going to tell us what that botanical blend is. If I had to guess, I'd say at a minimum it has a higher content of palm stearic acid. But all that we really need to know is that with a melt point of 125 and a max fragrance load of 12%, this is going to be a great wax to use for wax melts. For the molds we're going to use, we're going to kind of build our own today. Wasn't able to find exactly what I was looking for, so I'm just going to put a few elements together and create my own. For that, I'm just using a mini muffin tin that I got at the dollar store for $1. And we're going to top it off with the awareness ribbon mold that I got from Amazon. And now the best part, we're going to scent this with pink sugar from Lonestar Candle Supply, one of my absolute favorites. This is a duplicate of the perfume by Aquilina. It smells absolutely just like it. It's got a really strong cotton candy, sugary smell. It's almost impossible to describe the perfume fragrances, but let's read what Lonestar Candle Supply actually says about it. Pink sugar fragrance oil. Smells like the perfume by Aquilina. Top notes of cotton candy, bergamot, Sicilian orange, and fig leaves with mid notes of licorice blossom, lily of the valley, and red fruits on a dry base of vanilla, caramel, woodsy, and musky notes. Don't know if I would have been able to get all that on my own, but trust me, if you've never smelled the perfume, it smells absolutely amazing. If you have smelled the perfume, it's a spot-on duplicate. So we've got our wax heated to 160. We're going to go and add our fragrance oil. Again, that's a 12% fragrance load, which, if you haven't seen my tips and tricks video, that 12% fragrance load is going to be 2 ounces per pound of wax. So we are ready to pour. We're going to pour the base part of our wax melts in our muffin tin. Now, we didn't add any color to our base. I wanted that to be the nice creamy white that this is going to turn out. But for our awareness ribbons that are going to go on top, we want those to be a nice pink. For that, I'm going to use bright pink from Nature's Items. And because we're pouring this into a smaller, more intricate mold, I'm going to transfer my wax into a funnel pitcher. It's got the long, skinny funnel on the end of it. It's going to make it a lot easier to pour much more precisely into this smaller mold. Now, I could have done that with the metal pouring pitcher, but I'm pretty clumsy and I would have made a much bigger mess than what I just did. So whenever you're working on smaller projects, this funnel pitcher is a lifesaver. We're going to give these just a couple hours to cool. We'll be able to unmold them, put them together, and finish building our wax melt. So everything is dried. We're ready to finish putting our wax melts together. To do that, all we're going to do is just unmold our awareness ribbons. That 494 has a great mold release. They just pop right out of the mold. And now, before we unmold our bases out of the muffin tin, we're going to heat them up just a little bit and attach the awareness ribbons to the top of them. To do that, we're just going to take our heat gun. We're just going to barely heat the top. We're not really going to melt it all the way down. Just enough to heat just a fraction of the top layer. Just enough so that it'll stick on top, and when it dries, it'll be permanently attached. Those are all attached. Just to give it a little bit more pop, we're going to add a little bit of a diamond dust glitter to the top. To do that, we're just going to barely heat it with the heat gun. It's not going to take much at all to get this glitter to adhere. And now that these have set for just a few minutes, we can go ahead and pop them out of the mold. Again, that 494's got a great mold release. Basically, just pops right out. And let's zoom in and check those out. You guys can't tell it from where you're sitting, but these smell absolutely amazing. That pink sugar from Lonestar Candle Supply, definitely one of my most favorite fragrance oils. It's a very strong fragrance oil to begin with. The 12% fragrance load that this wax holds makes these incredibly strong. Just from the cold throw alone, you can smell it as soon as you walk into this room. But that's only half the story. Let's get these in the melter and check out the hot throw. Those melted great, continue to remain incredibly strong. The 494 has great throws. That 12% fragrance load is more than enough for any wax melt. That in combination with a good fragrance oil makes for a wax melt that's going to be incredibly strong and fill up your entire house. I will leave links in the video description to everything that I've used in today's video. If you guys have never heard of 494 before, I would definitely check it out. If you were interested in making wax melts using only soy wax, it would definitely be a great alternative to taking 464 and dumping it full of additives. This one's already blended for you to give you a high melting point and great scent throws. If you guys want to check out all the supplies I've used in previous episodes of Wax Melt Wednesday, make sure to check out my playlist right there. For more candle making tips and tricks, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out. Thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you next time.